Stephen, great to see you, as always. A day on from the announcement that you made, saying that you will leave Liverpool Football Club in the summer, how do you feel?
Yeah, a bit strange. I'm not going to lie. It's been an emotional 24 hours for myself and my family. But there's still 6 months to go, and I've still got plenty to try and achieve. So I'm trying to keep me focused on that. There'll be plenty of time for tears and sentiment come the end of the season. But it's been a tough 24 hours. When I've had to do some tough things that I've never really thought of doing really for a long time, but now it's real. It's a bit of a strange feeling.
What possibly goes through your mind when making such a huge decision like that?
Well, I think first and foremost I always have to put my family first, and then I also think about myself and the club as one really, and I have to make a tough decision what's best for all concerned. And the reality is I'm going to be 35 in the summer. I've been here for a long time. I've been coming to this training ground since I was 8 years of age, and I always knew it was going to end one day and it was going to be an emotional decision, and that decision's here. And people will have their own opinions on it, but for me I think come the summer it'll be the right time to move on and try something different. Come out of the club and the city and have a look in for a short while, and then hopefully have the opportunity to return.
Was there a particular moment that made your mind up, that you thought this is what I'm going to do? Yeah.
There was more than one moment that's made me come to this decision, but I think the key conversation or moment was with the manager when he sat me down not so long ago and said that it was time to manage me games for me and for the team, which I'm bright enough to realise it is the right thing for everyone. But when you've been a starter in the team and the mainstay in the team for such a long time, it was a very difficult conversation to have with the manager, and I accepted, and obviously I'll continue to give everything I've got, whether I'm starting or whether I come off the bench or whatever. But that was the key conversation which swung me to deciding to come away for a short while.
Was it a harsh realisation, or did you know that was coming?
I had an idea it was going to come at some time. I'm human. I'm not a robot. I'm not 24. I wish I was 24. I wish I met Brendan when I was 24, because I think I'd be sitting here talking about a lot of titles that we'd won together. But the reality is Brendan came into this club when I was 32 years of age, and it was just a shame that relationship never started 10 years ago. But yeah, I had an idea the conversation was going to come at some time, but it was a painful conversation to have, and I think that was the key moment, along with other things over the last maybe 6-12 months, but that was the conversation, that was the key one.
As you said, you've got to consider your family as the number one priority, so what was that conversation like with your wife and your young family?
It was tough to tell the girls, even though they're not big football fans. They're more into the girly things in life, but to tell them that the dad weren't going to play for Liverpool anymore still hit them hard, and that was when the emotion started in the house. That was when it became tough. But I think at the same time it's exciting. It's a great opportunity for my family and myself. But yeah, it's tough.
But what an incredible adventure that you can take your family on.
Yeah, of course. I mean, as I say, the key for me now is to finish the season strong from a personal point of view and try and achieve something for the team, and try and cheer the fans up. They've had a difficult 6 months like the rest of us, so I'm focused now, and I've told the manager a couple of days ago when we had a chat that he's got no worries about me down in tools. I'll be here till the end and keep fighting till the final ball I kick, and I'd love nothing better than to try and win a trophy here and to leave this team in top 4. But yeah, I mean, looking beyond 6 months, of course, it's going to be in incredible opportunity for me to try something different, because I've lived in Liverpool all my life and I've never been out, so it'll be a change, but certainly one I'm looking forward to.
You had to tell your teammates as well, a group of men who look up to you so much. What was their reaction?
Yeah, I think they were a bit shocked yesterday. I think it was as if the whole club had some bad news yesterday, but for me, I don't want it to be like that. I wanted to do the announcement after the Leicester game because I didn't want it to affect that game. But no, life goes on, it's normal. We carry on working hard for each other, and they know what they think of them, but it was also nice for me to see what they think of me as well, and that was touching. But we're all men, and we've got work to do, and the challenge for us now is to keep trying to move forward, and I'm sure we will.
I assumed that you'd be quite closed off from the emotion of it because you've accepted the decision however long ago, and it's still raw for everybody else, but it seems quite raw for you still as well.
Yeah, it's raw, and it will be from now till the end of the season. The messages of support I've had from the fans, the players, staff, and the media and people who I've worked with for a long time has blew me away, and that's when I've started getting emotional. But I need to be strong and hold them back, because I'm not going yet, and I still see this 6 months as a very important period for myself and the team. So I need to be strong and keep playing and trying. After these next couple of days, I need to just focus on performances.
Have you read much of the reaction?
I can't at the moment. I keep switching the TV over, and I'm replying to messages and stuff, but it's tough. I didn't realise it'd be as big as this. But yeah, I just got to move on. If
you'd allow me to, I do want to read you some of the...
No, I don't want to listen to them.
Would you listen to two or three that really that stand out?
He'll probably break me, I reckon. He'll break me. I mean, the important people here are the supporters. They're the key to any football club, and I'm lucky enough to play in front of the best ones in the world. And some of the things I've seen already, and what I'll probably see in the future, it's tough. It's tough to move on. When
you're talked about as a Liverpool legend, it's something that you've been described as for a long time. How does that sit with you?
Well, I think it's very, very flattering, and I'm very humbled by it. To be named in some of the company that I do get named in is it's brilliant for me and brilliant for my family, because we're all big Reds. We've supported the club for a long time, and we'll continue to do so forever. So to be named in the same company as some of the legends and some of the people that I look up to, I'm nearly going here. It's brilliant, especially for my dad and my brother and stuff.
You're allowed to be emotional about it, though. This club has been such a massive part of your life, but you've been such a massive part of all of our lives and all the supporters' lives.
Yeah, I mean, it's been a fantastic relationship, so strong, and I'm one of the luckiest people in the world to have that.
Steven Gerrard and Liverpool go hand in hand. You said before you want to come back and serve this football club one day. Was that always your long-term plan, regardless of this next move?
Yeah, I think that's more in hope. I mean, I'll only come back and save the club if I feel as if I can help. I'll always be a fan, of course, no matter what happens in the future, but I think that's something I'll have to consider, because I think when you've been part of a club like this for so long, and you've contributed in the way I've tried to, I mean, I'd always want that to stay the same in the future. I wouldn't like to come back just to be Steven Gerrard, the player, and to be around. I'd like to help in whatever capacity that may be. If I sit down with, the people who are running the club at that time, and they see a role for me where I can help the team or help young kids to become players, of course I'll consider it, because, as you say, it's been such a big part of my life.
Now, I know you've said you don't want to speak too much about where you're going to go. Fans will want to know, everyone will want to know. Have you made your...
Well, I appreciate that, and that's the reason why I've made the announcement now. You know, I didn't want it to drag through January and there to be stories in the papers. Is he staying? Is he coming? Is he going there? Brendan facing questions from the media and the players. I don't think that's fair, and I've always tried to be respectful to other people. So the plan, and I told the manager as early as I could that it was time to move on. I wanted the announcement out there after the Leicester game because we had a bigger space between Leicester and the Wimbledon game to try and get it out the way, put it to bed and focus on the games. I can tell the supporters at the moment that it will be America. I'll be going to play in America, but I'm not over the line with any team just yet. I'm close, and as soon as I know, I'll make the announcement. I'll do the bits and bobs that I need to do, and then we try and go and win a trophy and forget about Steven Gerrard for a bit.
Stephen, there's an important few months left, as you said, plenty to play for. What is the dream scenario?
We've still got a chance of finishing top four, and that's the most important thing for the club, for obvious reasons. That would be a great achievement after the start we've made in the league. But from a selfish point of view, it's always a trophy and it's always medals for me. That's what people remember, and that's what the club's all about. It's about success and history, and the day you make your debut for this club, the pressure and the responsibility is on your shoulders to keep delivering trophies to add to that wonderful history. And I've lived with that for so long, and I'll live with it for another 6 months and try my best to add 1 or 2 more.
When you finally pack up your locker here at Melwood and you walk out of those gates or drive out those gates, how do you think you're feeling? Is it possible to anticipate that?
Not at the moment, but I'm sure it'll be tough. The last couple of weeks will be probably the last 24 hours have been very tough. But I'm really proud of what I've done, and hopefully I can write a few more chapters with the team from now till the end. But the last game and the last couple of training sessions is going to be torture because it's so tough to say goodbye. But hopefully it's more of a see you soon rather than a goodbye. There
is a feeling of tremendous sadness amongst the supporters. What's your message to them? It's
difficult to give a message really, but I'm feeling the same. So, but as I say, there's still a bit to go, and I'd love nothing better than to walk around Wembley or a big stadium at the end of the season with a trophy for them. Okay, I'll finish, and you don't have to respond, but from a woman who I know you massively respect, Margaret Aspinall says he's more than a footballer to this city. I don't know what to say. Well, on behalf of, I know you've got 5-6 months left, but on behalf of all of the supporters, it's been an absolute pleasure. Thanks.